to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did everybody get a chance to sign in on the way in? We need to have a roster of who attended. Okay, first order is to approve the minutes from last year's 2022 annual meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be added to the agenda.
We will have item number 8, residents' comments and concerns.
Okay, very
So,
good.
you're-
You just said in the rules that I had to present myself at the beginning of the meeting. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. We're wide open here. This is not Madison, Jana.
I have to switch off to Google.
Okay, did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from last year's meeting? I will entertain a motion to approve or make corrections.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the Tuesday, April 19th, 2022 meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we're going to swear in the town board supervisors. Danny, you want to call them up individually and make them swear? It doesn't mean you can swear in public, but you got to swear to take the...
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, your name, having been elected to the office of town board
I, Ted Bryant, having been elected to the office of town board chair.
Town board supervisor here.
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Okay, next we'll swear in the municipal judge.
I, Virginia, having been elected to the office of municipal judge,
I, Virginia Newcomb, having been elected to the office of municipal judge,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Congratulations, Virginia. And now we have the sanitary district supervisor. Billy, you want to come forward?
I, Bill, having been elected to the office of sanitary district commissioner,
I, Bill Strobush, having been elected to the office of the Sanitary District Commissioner,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Bill. Okay, next item is to go over the unaudited balance sheet. Our auditor is not finished with his audit. He probably will need another, 2-3 weeks to get it done?
Yeah.
But we chose to present a profit and loss for all to look at. And I'll just quickly go through it. If you have any questions when I'm doing that, certainly, raise your hand, give me a heads up on it. Our ordinary income, which includes town property taxes and municipal, mobile home parks and miscellaneous reimbursements, is $1,038,427. Intergovernmental revenues is $263. License and permits, $83.45. New business licenses, $15,653. And fines and forfeitures, $11,296. Miscellaneous income with interest, we end up with a total income of $1,722,287. On the expense side, general government, we have $46,000 expense, $46,832. Judicial, $11,798. Legal, $24,260. And the legal side, we got engineering development fees, developer fees. The second item in the legal side, that basically is engineering for the Park Road project, which we should be getting at next year. General administration, $150,980. Elections, $88,300. Administration, $6,100. And assessment of properties, $48,571. And the reason that's at that level is because we're having a reval going on. So that's costing us extra money. Insurance, $25,853. And, well, let's see, we got general government. General government, $355. Public safety, $74, just about $75,000. Water patrol, $16,434, and we get that back from the DNR. We apply for that at the end of the year, and they reimburse us for that. Public safety, which includes fire protection, ambulance, is $560,678. Public works, including highway maintenance, is $266. Not highway maintenance, general maintenance, but not improvements. $266,476, and highway street construction is including total public works is $717. That includes recycling and garbage disposal. And then health and human services, $11,000. Culture, planning expenses, and then debt service. We end up with a total expenditure of $1,738,217, which is a shortfall of $57,918. And basically that shortfall, we decided early on, was taken out of highway reserve. We spent roughly $200,000 on highway last year, and we had budgeted $150,000, but we have a reserve account in highway, so that's where we got that extra money. And then if you look at that last page, It's a report on the reserve balances. We've got a total reserve balance of $431,086 in various accounts. General reserves is 231, that's the biggest portion of that. And then town indebtedness, we got a short-term loan of $425,000, and that's paid off each year. And then Ripley Road loan, which we pay a portion of that every year, is we got $426,933 left on that loan. So we got total indebtedness of $851,933. When I took over chair quite a few years ago, we were limited, Governor Doyle had limited the levy increases to 2% a year. And it was tough getting by on 2% a year, but then when Governor Walker came in, he froze it. So since that time, we have not been able to raise levies on the taxpayers except for new construction. So that's pushed us into borrowing. That's the reason we have the short-term loan. And hopefully we'll be able to reduce that short-term loan down the road. We do have a solar farm going in, and hopefully we'll be able to use some of that money to reduce that loan. But that's basically the only way we could put street construction and that kind of stuff into play. So that's been the biggest challenge we've had is generating revenue. So, any questions on the financials?
I just have one. When is this fire protection money paid out to the commission typically?
Say that again?
So the fire commission money the fire protection you pay to the commission, correct?
Correct.
When is that typically paid to the commission?
The Cambridge gets paid quarterly. Fort Atkinson gets paid
Twice a year.
twice a year, and Jefferson gets paid once a year.
Thank you.
So, you know, part of the town is covered by Fort Atkinson Fire and EMS, and part of it's covered by Jefferson Fire and EMS.
Okay. Thank you, Jean.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the unaudited financial statement. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Bill Strobush. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the unaudited financial statement. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, discussion and possible action on establishing the date and time for the 2024 annual meeting. Typically, that would be held on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024, which is shortly after the election. It has to be held in a certain, so many days after the election. So if April 16th, 2024 works, I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve the 2024 annual meeting at 7 o'clock on Thursday, April 16th. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, any comments, concerns, questions, or actions from the audience? Jana, you had something, you want to step up to the table, and you got a microphone there?
Most people say I don't need that, Jean, but I do. My name is Jana Evans. I live in the town of Oakland. I'm here today to talk about the proposed change to the IGA that has been proposed through the Cambridge Fire and EMS Commission. The Cambridge Volunteer Fire Department has attended several meetings of various municipalities to voice their concerns about the proposed changes to the intergovernmental agreement with the Fire Commission. The Cambridge Volunteer Fire Department has indicated that they currently function very well. They continue to have decent numbers, responding to calls in a timely fashion. Meetings and trainings are well attended, functional, and documented. Their leadership structure is strong. The changes to the IGA are unnecessary. Since a short meeting in January with Mark Cook, Mark McNally, and attorney Steve Zack, there has been no further communication regarding this proposed change with the fire department personnel or on the agenda for any municipality to discuss. This process is costing all of us taxpayer funds for lawyers and others involved in the process. The new position of fire and EMS chief will certainly cost substantially more taxpayer funds. It is anticipated if this change is made, additional costs for full-time paid positions will also increase our tax burden. The volume for the Cambridge Volunteer Fire Department is around 200 calls per year, which does not warrant these changes. The proposed change has not been requested by the Cambridge Volunteer Fire Department. It is not coming from a need within the fire department, and the fire department personnel have not been involved with creating this expensive proposal. Given our current financial climate, as a taxpayer, I do not understand why we would authorize the above expenditures for something that is unnecessary. We have a fully functioning, all-volunteer fire department that operates successfully and that wants to continue to serve their community where they live and work at a much lower cost than what we would be burdened with in the proposed change. As a result, I, Jana Evans, make a motion that the Township of Oakland reject the proposed changes to the Joint Fire and Emergency Services Agreement, also known as the Intergovernmental Agreement, that were approved by the Cambridge Community Fire and EMS Commission on November 10th of 2022.
This has not been proposed to the town board at this point. There's been no discussion with the town board on that.
Can you take it under an advisory motion?
We could,
From
as
the
an
electors?
advisory, yeah.
I would make it a motion as an advisory motion then to the town board.
I second the motion.
Who seconded it?
Brad Koenig, K-O-E Energy.
Okay, yes, Virginia.
I just have a question. I know you have previously served as the Oakland representative on the commission,
Right.
and who's going to be taking that place?
That has not yet been determined. That'll be determined by the new board.
At the next meeting then? Or-
Not tonight, but at a future meeting. All of the town board members have, excuse me, additional assignments, and we will be reviewing those and making one appointment for that and others.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor in a second. Any further discussion on that motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. The regular board meeting will preside right after this is over.
I'll second.
Huh?
I need a move,
I move to adjourn.
Okay. Okay, all in favor of adjournment? Say aye. Opposed? Carried.
lot of chatter about the burning ban, huh? Wow,
Wow.
big pressure on you.
Not at all.
Oh, just a minute, I'm gonna see who seconded that motion, but. For the-
Gary, you all set? Continue? Okay. Call the town board meeting to order. Verification of notice.
The meeting was properly noticed.
Any public comment on any items not currently on the agenda? Okay. Entertain a motion for approval of minutes from March 21st, 2023 town board meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes from the March 21st, 2023 town board meeting.
Oh, second?
Jimmy, thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Police chief's report, Gary.
I've been asked a couple of times today about the status on the new squad. I wish I had one. First time it was supposed to be in was January. Call back in March, nothing, and I'll be calling tomorrow. They said they'd try back again in April, so I'm sure I'll be discouraged again, but I'll give it a try. I had one person interested in boat patrol for this year, a new hire. Went through the process, was about ready to bring him to you all. And there's a rule with the state of Wisconsin that when you get out of law enforcement, whether or not you retire, quit, whatever the case is, when you leave, you have 3 years to come back and keep your certification. It says 3 years from full-time employment. This person retired in 2017 from the City of Milwaukee Police Department after 25 years. He gets hired at Town of East Troy Police Department for boat patrol. He leaves there in 22. Well, now we're gonna pick him up in 23, but the state of Wisconsin rule says when you leave full-time employment, which he left full-time employment in 2017, so that's 5 years, not 3. So now we have to go through the Training and Standards Board of Wisconsin, and he's gonna try to complete a waiver, and hopefully they go along with that. Problem is, the law enforcement board meets quarterly. So they met in June, they met in March, they won't meet again until June. So we're kinda on a holding pattern until June with him. But that's where we're at. Good news is I talked to Scott Whiting. He has not worked in some time. Talked to him this afternoon, and he's willing to come in and help out with boat patrol this year. So that's a positive. Speaking of that, we plan on getting the boat out within the next week or so and get it all prepped for the 2023 boating season. Officer Armando Brazzoni and I will be attending domestic violence training next week, Thursday and Friday. The state of Wisconsin is putting it on at METC in Fort Atkinson. So him and I will be attending that. And that's all I have
Any
for
questions
tonight.
for Jerry on anything? Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Public Works Supervisor, Jeff's not here. I think you can probably continue what he said last month because of the surprise snowstorm. It didn't make the plows any better, and they're still gonna have to do a bunch of work to get them back in shape after this year, so. I think that's probably the biggest item for him, and then we do look to worked through the engineering implementation in preparation for Park Road next year, this summer. So, but I don't have an exact schedule from Jeff for that. So, Clerk Treasurer's report?
We had a successful election on April 4th. Thanks to Danny and all her work into training our election workers on Badger books. They work absolutely beautifully. It really helps at the end of the evening to get our reports done and our reconciling done. So it's really been a help, and our residents seem to be taking to it quite well. We haven't had very many complaints or concerns. That is very important for us because, as you know, Wisconsin is a swing state, a battleground state, and for the presidential election next year, we want to make sure that we have all the proper processes in place. I am working on the ARPA report, the American Rescue Plan Act report. We just completed getting information to the auditors, so they are working on their report. Danny has been doing a lot of website updates. We continue to work on that to make the website a good source of knowledge for all our residents. And boat launch passes are available. We took packets to BP and Piggly Wiggly, and they are also available in the town hall office.
How much are the passes again?
Non-residents are 40.
Residents are 25, and seniors 65 and over are 20.
Any other questions for Susan or Danny? Good. Okay, update on Oakland Hills subdivision. We commented at the last meeting that we were expecting to receive the preliminary plat. We received that on March 22nd from Mr. Didion. It will be on the Plan Committee's agenda for review on May 2nd, and then should be on the schedule for discussion and review at our May meeting next month. We have 90 days to get our comments in to the county on that, and so we'll be looking at that and dealing with it and making those recommendations that we have. So I think, any questions on that? Okay, good. If not, we get to do some fun stuff tonight.
Mary
Oh,
first.
yes. Mary, would you please join me up front, please? I know. I had to whine and beg and plead, and she finally said, I'm going to come. Only if I don't embarrass you, right?
That was one of the stipulations.
And cookies.
Yeah.
That's, and
Somebody should get a
cookies.
picture.
And we upped
You wanna
it
do
for
it?
cake,
Oh,
so,
wow,
because
okay.
you were coming. For those of you that don't know, Mary has been our town's attorney since she was in high school. Because she's certainly not as old as the many years that she's been here. But we are so delighted to have been associated with Mary. I worked with her the last couple of years a ton, and
That's why I'm retiring.
yeah. Okay, you weren't supposed to say that part. But it's been a great relationship, and we've really appreciated Mary's service, and we couldn't let her retire and kind of fade off into the sunset without at least stopping to recognize and thank you so very much. So on the behalf of the town of Oakland, we're presenting Mary Bailey, our town of Oakland attorney, our thanks with sincere gratitude. I can't help it. Thanks and appreciation for, and I'll just skip over the number of years of service, but it starts with a 4 and ends with a 0. Dedicated service given to the town of Oakland, presented on behalf of the town board of supervisors, staff, and residents of the town of Oakland. Thank you so very much, Mary. Thanks for coming out and for all your years of
Well,
service.
may I
Appreciate
say
it.
two things? So first of all, I just want to point out that I'm not actually retiring. I'm just retiring from municipal law. So don't throw me out the door yet.
Okay.
But second of all, it's been an honor. I really was a very young lawyer when Ray Kiso asked if I would do this. And it was a lot of faith that he put in me at the time that hopefully has worked out over the years. But as a town of Oakland resident, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege, and it's been nice to be part of this community, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Gene, as long as you're up, come on up here. I wasn't going to ask you to get up, but as long as you did. Yeah, well, you notice we did beauty over age first.
That's a good thing.
Again, if you haven't been around for a long time, Gene has been here for a long time, serving as both a town supervisor and then taking over as town chair, and has done it for like 20-some-odd years as town chair, something? 15, okay. It's going to be hard to follow someone that has the knowledge that Gene has, and the good thing is, Joan, he said he will take my phone calls, okay? So I'm counting on you to, Ted's on the phone, give him, okay? So, and again, on behalf of the town of Oakland, we want to present to Gene with sincere gratitude, thanks, and appreciation for 20 years of dedicated service given to the town of Oakland. This plaque is presented to you in recognition of your service to the town as board supervisor and town chair. Again, presented on behalf of the town board supervisors, staff, and residents of the town of Oakland. Thank you so very much. And after we finish, a few little, go sit down. Lay down. Oh. All right, go ahead.
If I was done, I'd sit down.
Okay.
I got to thank my wife, my family for the support, the residents of Oakland for their support, and above all, the board. And I think I've served with probably 18, I counted the other day, I think 18 different board supervisors over the years. All have been very good, and we've got a very good office staff, so I really appreciate all the help you gave us and me, so appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gene. Ted, do you mind?
No, go ahead, Sheila.
I would
You
just.
get to talk now.
Thank
hear
you. Jean, as a resident of the town of Oakland for the last 20 years, and certainly having been involved heavily with a number of things in the last few years, I have a deep gratitude for what you've done. I know we've butted heads many times. We don't always agree, but I have a lot of respect for you and for the service that you've given this community, and it's because of you that I decided to, make the effort to run. And I think that we all, as residents of this community and any community in this country, have a responsibility to step up and participate and not just comment and commiserate. And it is sad to think that for more years than we care to count here, that races in this township and probably many others in this country have gone uncontested. And that's not good. So thank you for what you've done, and I hope that I can live up to your or fit in your shoes, if you will. And I'm hoping that there will be times when you can sit there and sit back and laugh and smile at the misery that I'll probably be in. But thank you.
I appreciate it,
So.
thank you.
Good. Any others, comments? Correspondence? Joy, do you want to comment on the stuff from the chief over in Jefferson, or is it pretty clear?
It's just the email will explain everything.
Okay. We also have training on May 1st for Board of Review training. And who else?
Everybody
Everybody is?
has registered.
Okay.
And then Danny and I will also be here. Danny is going to be setting up the PowerPoint projector, so we have a bigger screen. The agenda was handed out just now. All of the individual packets should be going to your house.
Okay, good, all right.
I guess I should probably just mention the Jefferson Fire Chief had inquired about the burning ban policy that the town of Oakland has, and we will be updating our ordinances to incorporate exactly what we need to do for a burning ban and who issues it.
Okay. Let's do approval of disbursements.
I'll make a motion that we approve disbursements beginning with check number 43897 through and including electronic funds transfer 540-11075 in the aggregate amount of $212,555.95.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any other announcements? There's one in the Jefferson County Unit meeting is Tuesday, April 25th, up town of Watertown. Assuming we don't run too long on our special meeting that day, I'll probably go. If anybody wants to go along, let me know, and we can work out arrangements. And that brings us, our next meeting date is on April 25th at 3:30 p.m. That will be a special board meeting, as we'll be getting bids back the day before for road work, and we will be reviewing those and make a decision on what road work we're going to go ahead and do.
Did we talk about that earlier? I'm just curious. It's not in my calendar. So,
We did, but I think it was probably a brief comment.
okay. 3:30?
3:30 in the afternoon. And then our regular meeting in May will be May 16th.
And Board of Review is May 1st?
No, the training is May 1st.
The training, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
The training
training
is
is May 1st. And John, you said the actual Board of Review is like August?
Technically, you have to have a Board of Review meeting
Right.
between
X and Y dates.
yeah, before first week in June, just to postpone the Board of Review and set the date. We'll have a definite date set. The goal is to have the Board of Review start prior to Labor Day, so that the out-of-state residents can attend more easily. And we may have to continue it into September, but we have to back the schedule up. You have to have 30 days between the open book and Board of Review, and open book will probably have a lot of traffic, and so I want to set that, focusing on in July for sure, but no later than the middle, because I have to have time to review any issues that might arise at open book.
And once we get those dates, we're going to do a second mailing to all the
Yep.
residents on open book and Board of Review with the dates and suggestions on how to deal with that. So we'll get that squared away probably this coming month. So, okay. Seeing no other business, let's have a motion.